Hello everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life going well. Hope this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Saturday, August 10th, 2024. It's about 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that you all had a good Saturday. Hope that it was a fun and productive Saturday for you. And as for me, I went out a little earlier. I actually ran some errands, but for the most part, I didn't do a whole lot today. Today was really just me catching up on sleep, because I actually did go to sleep around 5, 6 o'clock or something like that, and I woke up like a couple hours later. So it's kind of one of those days where it's just a chill day, right? And we all need those chill days where we're able to catch up on sleep. It's funny. My job, they actually do offer the opportunity to work Saturdays if I wanted to, but I pretty much never volunteer to do that because I just care about my weekends too much. Even if I don't have a lot to do, it's just the idea of having one day off that I don't very much care for. I don't want one day off. I need a minimum of 2 days off a week for my mental health, because that's just mentally and physically draining to only have 1 day off in a work week, right? And during the week I already put in long hours, so I don't work Saturdays, and that's something that you have to consider too. At a certain point, working overtime may not be worth it, and you have to know when that point is, right? There has to be a balance between, okay, you want the overtime, but at the same time, you have to take care of your mental and physical health and spiritual health as well. Because, man, too many hours at really any job can drain all of those things. And so, just keep that in mind. But really what I want to come on here and talk about is accountability. No one wants to be accountable anymore. When we talk about a lot of situations where people don't want to be accountable, right? The most obvious are some criminals, not all criminals. There are some criminals that take accountability for their actions, but I do find that there are many criminals out here. People who do bad things, get arrested, get put in prison, that they don't want to be held accountable, right? It's always someone else's fault. It's always, they made me do it, right? It's always someone did this and I had to retaliate, blah, blah, blah. No accountability. No accountability. I think, honestly, accountability must be one of those things you have to take. Let's say someone gets sentenced to prison, right? And I think this is something that's already put in place, but if it's not, then they should put this in place. If someone is arrested, convicted, and without a shadow of a doubt, they committed that crime. If they want to get out on parole, they have to admit, okay, I did this. It was wrong. Here's why it was wrong. I'm taking full accountability, etc., etc. That has to be mandatory at parole hearings. And I think it already is. But if it's not, that's something that needs to be done because, being in denial and blaming someone else, right? Someone made me do it. I had to do it, blah, blah, blah. Look, no one wants to hear that. No one has time to hear all that. When you're getting out on parole, people want to know that you are taking responsibility for your actions, right? And, even when someone gets arrested, right, they'll start talking about, because I've seen this one video of, I think it was like a lady getting arrested or something like that, and she was like, oh, I can't get arrested, I have kids at home, etc. And I think the policeman said, well, you should have thought of that before you did. I forgot what she did, but basically it was to the effect of, you should have thought about that when you were committing this crime. I think it was like shoplifting or something like that. And yeah, people, they just I don't know. And then, you have different situations outside of like criminality where people don't want to take accountability, right? Say someone is a father to a child, but the father's like never there. And once the child has gotten older, they ask the father, why weren't you there? And the father like starts blaming the mother. It's everything else except his fault for not being there for his children when they needed him the most. And that's just not taking accountability. It's not taking accountability for the fact that, okay, you weren't there. You were not there when the children needed you. And accountability, right? When you do something wrong, you make a mistake, that's one of the first things you should do, is take responsibility, take accountability, right? It is one of those things where I think it's hard for people. No one wants to admit fault. It's easier to just say, oh, it's this, it's that. But it's not me. It's not my actions. It's not something I did that created this situation. Right? It's not me. Right? This can actually apply to politicians as well. Politicians are not good at taking accountability. They don't want to admit that the policies, the laws that they created have contributed to different bad things that have happened in there, wherever they're politicking at. Politicking, is that even a word? Wherever they're, making the laws for, right? So, You might have like a politician that makes a law, and the effects of that law are very harmful for the citizens that live there, right? The politician, they're not necessarily going to admit that, hey, here are the things that my law led to, and I'm sorry that I implemented this law. When have you ever heard a politician apologize for implementing a law that has made things worse for people, right? Never. They will never admit that they messed up. Now, politicians are good at blaming each other. Just turn your TV on and watch these campaign advertisements that are attacking the opposing candidate, right? You'll see all sorts of that law did this or that law did that, or this politician did this, or this politician did that. But it's never anything about them. Most of these politicians have dirt on them, but they're not going to admit, they're not going to say, hey, I did this and I apologize, right? It just doesn't happen like that. And that's something I had to kind of think about, right? You get in trouble anywhere, right? People don't want to be held accountable. Let's say you get to work late. That's a good example right there. When you get to work late, most of the time it is your fault. There's some instances where it's not, but most of the time it is. We just don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit that we were trying to get there right on time. You know the saying, early is on time is late, right? We were trying to time it perfectly to get there exactly at the time we're supposed to get there, right? I know. I used to be the same way. Trust me, I know. You were trying to get there right at the time that you're supposed to be there, but you end up getting there like 15, 20 minutes late. Something held you up. That's still kind of your fault in a way, because you could have just left earlier. It's accountability that has been lost in society, especially the United States. We must bring accountability back. We must make people responsible for their own actions. I know that's something that we don't see anymore, but I would like to see it again. Accountability. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching this video. I hope that you're relaxed, and I hope that I did inspire a thought. I think I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. I might live stream tomorrow evening I'm not 100% sure if I will or not. But honestly, I haven't done a live stream in a while, so it's like kind of overdue for one. So I may or may not do a live stream tomorrow. So I'll probably post in the community tab whether I actually do one or not, early in the day, if I'm gonna do one. So yeah, I probably have a subject in mind as well. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching.